All right, so I want to talk about the Eisenhower matrix method because I feel like this is a way to kind of help you gauge what you need to work on and what you don't. So what you would do is you would essentially write down kind of like a brain dump. So write everything down, which is basically what I did on this side is I brain dumped everything I needed to do for the month, right? And you essentially, there's 4 quadrants. So we're going to go over each quadrant so you can understand each one. So the first one is important and urgent. So these tasks require immediate attention and have like a really significant impact if you don't do it. So for example, let's say you have to pay your bills, or you have like a really pressing problem on a product that you just launched and there's something that needs to be fixed immediately. It's not shipping, whatnot. Those are things that you need to get done ASAP, okay? Then you have quadrant 2. This is important but not urgent. So these you are essentially going to you essentially are going to schedule them. So those tasks can be essentially, they can contribute to your long-term growth or goals or personal goals, whatever it may be, but they don't have immediate deadlines, right? So maybe you have like specific planning or strategizing or, specific self-care that you need to set a time to do, but you just haven't done it. Quadrant 3, so it's right down here. So this is going to be tasks that demand immediate attention but don't align with your key goals, right? So interruptions. So maybe they're like unimportant meetings, or maybe it's, some calls or emails that have kind of pulled your attention that they're kind of things that, require your attention, but they don't necessarily roll up. Like for me, I had the school nurse the other day reach out to me and say, hey, we need you to sign this form for your son. And, it wasn't anything that was like going to help me hit my goals, but it was urgent because it's something that needed to be done right away, right? And then the last quadrant is quadrant 4. This is not urgent, not important. These tasks are usually like complete time wasters. Often like they distract us. Examples would be like if we're like scrolling, or if it's unproductive meetings, or like, just tasks that we really don't need to be doing. A lot of times people say like for this, like if you are the person in the house that cleans, and they say if you can delegate that task and hire a cleaner, because it's not something that necessarily provides you benefit towards your goals, go ahead and do that. But it's up to you, right? And it's up to you kind of where you are. So you just list out your goals, what you need to be, that need to be accomplished, or your tasks, and then you're going to categorize them in each of the different quadrants. And then, so based off these, quadrant 1, obviously top priority, you're going to do this one first. Quadrant 2 is you're going to dedicate time to doing these, so it prevents them from becoming super urgent. Quadrant 3, you're going to try and minimize your distractions and interruptions. And if you can, like provide any type of delegation, maybe it's something your husband can do, or, if you can do it. And then quadrant 4 is you're going to try and minimize time on it altogether, right? So just trying to avoid. So just to clarify one more time, so what this helps you do is really distinguish between what's super urgent and what's not. Because I feel like oftentimes we get confused. I don't know about you, but me, when I wouldn't write something down, one, I'd get overwhelmed immediately because I'd have all of it in my head, right? So do the brain dump. I don't care if you just pull out a piece of paper, brain dump everything you need to do, so that one, it gets out of your head. So you release that space in your head, and it actually calms your mind. And then two, this is going to let you focus and guide you on where you spend the most of your time, right? So what is going to move the needle forward for you to get where you're trying to go? And then it also, I believe it really helps reduce stress because you've written it down, right? When I write it down and I have, okay, this is first, this is second, it's kind of like, now I have a plan and my mind feels like it's got some form of control and it's less overwhelmed. So yeah, I hope, if you have never tried this, go ahead and give it a try. It might work for you, it works for me. If it, let me know what you think.